All right. We start on the front page of the front page in Liberia this morning. It says, why Bill won? If you've been following the Sierra Leonean elections, of course, he was declared winner yesterday. It says Sierra Leone implications for Liberia's October presidential elections. And also this morning on the front page,
it's not really surprising. To be honest, it's not surprising that he won. He's the incumbent. It's very hard. I mean, I think that once you're already in the seat of office, it's easier for you to move around influence and resources in your favor.
Yeah. It says the Sierra Leonean People's Party (SLPP) emerged victorious in the election, securing nearly 1.6 million votes, which accounted for 56.1% of the total ballots cast.
I was going to say APC is thriving in Nigeria, but not in Sierra Leone.
Yeah, but it's all people's.
Yeah, but it's all APC.
Yeah,
APC.
Still APC.
Yeah.
All right. Other stories on the front page this morning, very few of them. Compromising academic excellence at law school. There's an article you could read. And also raising CSOs' voices. USAID donates nearly $1.5 million to advocate for policy reforms in health, education, and governance sectors. And the final story this morning is Gongloi picks running mate, selects Bong County District 4 aspirant Dr. Emmanuel Yakpawolo as vice standard bearer. These are the stories that we can share on the front page. Let's go to Kenya this morning and see what's on the Daily Nation.
All right, here in the east of the continent, the big story says Ralia leads Azimio in tax boycott push. That's, of course, on the Daily Nation in Kenya. Ralia leads Azimio in tax boycott push. Politics, we have the Azimio pulls out of ongoing bipartisan talks, calls for another rally on July 7th. That's the front page of the Daily Nation in Kenya. We also have here blow to parents as media school transfers banned. Oh, really? We have the 3,000 schools that had not acknowledged receipt of last year's disbursement of capitation funds as at January this year. Then we have at the side of the paper, Kenyans buy more than 80% of the food they eat, says report. Talking about Kenya, this is of course a report by Kenya Poverty Report. Debts, 641 billion shillings spending bills to be audited as team gets cabinet go ahead. MPs mull tough new rules for independent power producers. And they're talking about nurturing, this is the parenting corner, talks about nurturing patriotism. I can't wait to see what's happening. Right, we're seeing that Raila Odinga is leading Azimio in tax boycott push, and that there's another rally on the 7th of July. So they're going back to the street.
Yeah.
I wonder how many more rallies, will be done, how many more protests will be done, and really how much influence that's having on William Ruto's government. If that is really affecting it positively in any way, it's really holding him to account.
Yeah.
All right, that's what we have this morning on the Daily Nation. Let's head over to the west of the continent.
This kind of thing that just one day just call Raila Odinga and say, take Oya, you be president. You do it. Let's see how much better you can.
For 1 week.
Exactly. Let's see what you can do. Right? All right. In Nigeria this morning on the Punch newspaper, subsidy removal. Poor Nigerians will hit 101 million naira. 101 million, without palliative, says the World Bank. That's staggering, and that is more than half of Nigeria's population. Governors, IMF back subsidy removal, demand cash transfer scheme for poor Nigerians. And once again, economists and every person, who of course has monitored the way Nigeria functions and sees, what is on ground will tell you that cash transfer schemes are, mostly fraudulent and they do not work, neither do they lift anybody out of poverty. CBN measures failed to tackle inflation in the first 6 months of 2023, the World Bank insists. Also, Tinubu can and governors preach tolerance at Salah. Federal government banks plan special IDs for senior citizens. You can also find here APC caucus, NEC meet July 10th and 11th. Top of the screen there, DSS alert, military police deploy teams in prayer grounds. More multinational manufacturers planning to exit Nigeria, says the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN. Naira devaluation, expect a price hike, telcos tell Nigerians. They're already, expecting it in electricity sector and in, petrol. So your telecoms will not be strange. These are the stories on the Punch this morning. We can quickly jump to the Daily Sun newspapers, also here in Nigeria.
Yes, still in Nigeria, the Daily Sun newspaper has a big story. Akpabio's choice of aides. Northern senators grumble, accusing Senate President of snubbing region in selection of personal staff. Leading Nigeria, one of hardest life challenges, says Buhari. He's told us, from what we've gathered so far, he might not be writing his, what's that word? What's that thing they all write? Writing about their life or their time in office, as most presidents do. I've forgotten what it's called. But anyway, he might not be writing. But it will be interesting to have him actually write about his time in office. And then let's get to see some of the things that happened that we probably weren't aware of. And just see how President Muhammadu Buhari's mind works. It'll be very interesting. He said it's one of the hardest challenges of his life.
His biography?
Yeah, thank you very much. His autobiography. It'd be nice to read that. There's always something to learn. Drivers block Enugu State road over driver's passenger's abduction. That's not good. Igala, Mbasa indigenes protest at defense headquarters, allege ethnic cleansing. Oh, wow. Elections, EU recommends reform of INEC, 5 other areas, 101 violent incidents, 74 fatalities recorded during campaigns. Court dismisses Premier Academy suit, seeking to stop investigation into death of 14-year-old student. Why are they trying to stop investigation into the death of 14-year-old student? I believe this is the story of Whitney, who died a while ago. I want to believe that that's the story. And why are they seeking a suit to stop investigation into the death of the girl? If your hands are clean, why are you trying to stop it? And like we always say, that's how a number of these stories just get swept under
the rug. Right.
If I didn't see this, I probably wouldn't have remembered as well.
Yeah.
A number of us, everybody has moved on, everybody has forgotten. The parents are still mourning and grieving the loss of their child with no justice anywhere.
Yeah.
ACF urges arms of government to restore public confidence in rule of law. Fire raises NLC President Ajairo's home in Lagos. Oh wow, that's not good. And final story this morning. Ekweremadu, Ohaneze hosts British envoy, pleads for leniency for ex-senator. Do you think that the British envoy will listen and grant Ekweremadu some form of leniency?
I don't think so. I think he will have to spend some time in prison. You know, if they decide to grant him leniency, it would be after he has served a number of years. You know, I think he got 10 or 11 years. So he would have to spend a while. It would not be like Akpabio, who was Akpabio Ojuzokalu, yes, who was given a 12-year sentence and spent only about 3 months and eventually left. But of course, that was blamed on technicalities in the process through which was jailed. The judge was not meant to. I don't remember what it was, but I don't think it would be so easy for Ike Ekweremadu.
I also worry. It's an unfortunate scenario, but I also worry for his daughter, who was the main reason why all of this happened.
Oh yeah, very true.
Anyway, that's all we can take this morning. We have more papers to review, which we'll be doing in the second hour of the show. But for now, we're going to break. When we come back, we're going to be having conversations on our top stories. And if you'd like to speak about anything, engage with us. Tweet at News Central TV or share clips via Instagram, all our social media platforms at News Central TV.